Hi, Dowdell Dolphins. I'm so excited that you are joining me today for a slam lesson related to the book We Were Not From Here. I always want to say we are because I don't like contractions, but it's We're Not From Here. And in this book, it's a futuristic story. Humans have destroyed the Earth, and then they moved to Mars, and they destroyed Mars too. And so they sent out messages to all the neighboring alien life forms and planets and asked for permission to come and live there. They were granted permission to come to a planet, and we're going to pick up in chapter 3 when they try to access the planet they've been invited to. So I'm going to do a quick read aloud from chapter 3 to give you some background, and then we'll talk about today's lesson. Chapter 3, never mind. Can you just go away? The first thing I heard when I came out of suspension was Mom's voice. Hey, Lan. Hey, time to get up. I could feel her fingertips gently pushing the hair off my forehead. When I opened my eyes, she was smiling down at me, and I smiled back. Then I barfed. Or I would have if there had been anything in my stomach. Since it was empty, they don't let you go to sleep for 20 years on a full stomach. I mostly just dry heaved into a little bucket that Mom had for me. It's okay. Everyone does that when they come out, she said, patting my back. Why aren't you doing it? I asked. Oh, I've been up for a day or so. Your father has too. Morning, sunshine. I looked up and saw Dad sitting at the edge of Isla's pod, holding her hair back while her own face was buried in a bucket. Long time no see. It doesn't feel like it, I said. Looking across the crowded pod room, everyone was like us, either just getting up or holding a bucket for someone else just getting up. It's weird, right? 20 years went by just like that. I heaved again. How close are we to Choom? Pretty close, Mom said. We're in orbit. Are we landing soon? Mom and Dad looked at each other. Well, what? Mom's tone of voice sent Isla's head jerking up out of her bucket. My sister's face was gray, and there were fat, dark circles under her eyes. She narrowed them at Mom. What's going on? There's been a complication. As soon as everybody's awake, we'll explain it. An hour later, Mom stood at the front of the pod room with Dr. Chang and General Schiller, just like they had when they had played the invitation video for us back on Mars. This time around, they did not look excited. They looked worried. When the first of us came out of biosuspension, General Schiller explained, we radioed Choom's government for landing instructions. Instead of answering, they sent us this video. We figured you should best see it for yourselves. The communal screens on each wall of the room flickered to life with an image of a single jury in close-up, its compound eyes fixed on the camera. Hee! After a moment, the translator kicked in. The unified government of Choom regrets to inform you that our people have agreed the human species is too violent and emotional to live among us. Our society has no conflict. Your presence would threaten our peace. For your safety and ours, we ask that you leave our orbit immediately. Please do not attempt to enter Choom's atmosphere, or our defensive weapons will vaporize you. We wish you safe travels and a pleasant future. Goodbye. Then the video ended and the yelling began. There was a lot of crying, too. The yelling and crying went on for a long time, mostly because there was nothing else we could do. The GC had sent a dozen messages down to planet Choom since getting the video, but no one would answer them. It didn't seem like the GC's fault to me, but a lot of people blamed them anyway. How could you let them do this? They invited us here. It's a big mystery to us as it is to you, Dr. Chan said. Did you lie to them or something? Are they just finding out now what humans are really like? Absolutely not, said Mom. We were open with them from the beginning about Earth's entire history. We sent thousands of hours of historical and cultural videos. They knew everything there was to know about us. We gave them the whole kit and caboodle, General Schiller agreed. Warts and all. That's why it took them so long to invite us in the first place. Most people wanted to leave CHUM's orbit right away, but we couldn't because we didn't have enough fuel left to go anywhere. Even if we did, there was no place to go. All right, my friends, so as you can see from the text in the book, these Earth humans that are trying to find a new home, a new country, a new planet to live on are left planetless. They have nowhere to go, and they're out of fuel, and their spaceship will only keep them alive for so much longer. So, in today's lesson, you are going to investigate what it means to be a refugee and what it means to be an immigrant, because those two ideas come up a lot in the book We're Not From Here. So, in today's lesson, you're going to first start off by doing some definitions of words from context, meaning you're going to read a piece of text and try to figure out what some words mean. And then you're going to do some compare and contrast. So you're going to take a look at Canada's refugee policy and America's refugee policy, and you're going to see which one is more helpful. Which one does a better job of taking a person who has to leave their country and resettling them somewhere new. And then you're also going to look at Canada and America in terms of immigration and naturalization. And again, you're going to compare and contrast what's the same and what's different. All right, my friends, I'm excited for you to dive into this lesson. And of course, as always, if the book sounded interesting, please check it out. You can do so through Access 360 or here in your library, and then you can participate in SLAM. All right, friends, have fun.